thank you everyone who's taking time out of their day to join us for another NICAR Tech Enablement webinar. Today I have with me Howard Oliver, our VP of Marketing, to talk about all things social, about his other company, Strip Malls Rock, as well as Julia Perlmutter to talk about quantum listing, getting social, how to get your listings out. It's all about getting connected to the right audience in the right place. For those of you who haven't met me, Andreas Senie, I'm the founder and CEO of CRE Collaborative. Our mission is to drive technology enablement to commercial real estate businesses, big and small, so they can flourish and thrive, as you can see above. With that, Howard, why don't you take it away?
Well, thank you very much, and good afternoon, everybody. My name is Howard Oliver. I am the VP Marketing at CRECo.ai, and as well, I head up the consulting group for enterprise deliverables. As an influencer, with my background in social media, a couple of years ago created a brand, a personal brand called Strip Malls Rock. I have well over 1,000 people following me on Instagram, similarly on the other platform. Even before we get into it, Strip Malls Rock has been a phenomenon because while 1,200 or whatever it is, people following me is not an absolute phenomenon. I'm not good enough to attract 50,000, not good looking enough to attract 50,000 people. But the people who are there are real estate professionals, people who are selling properties, buying properties, who are investing in properties. So it's really a phenomenal community that has come around a simple idea that strip malls are still relevant to us today, even in the middle of this COVID mess, because people still like to get out and do a little shopping. You cannot order to buy get some milk or a pack of cigarettes, or if you're a woman, a refresh on your pantyhose, that kind of thing. I know this from my wife. They're still very important. So that's what Strip Malls Rock is. It's very similar, actually, to CRECo. CRECo has emerged as a community of professionals, commercial real estate professionals, who want to do deals with each other. It's on a platform. It's within a technology enablement that we help to make business processes faster. But in the end, it's a community. And we're seeing phenomenal success by people coming together. Keep it on the first slide. Coming together. Very good, very good. And wanting to do deals. So with that, the topic that I'm going to talk about for the next 18 odd minutes is how to market your listings using best practices for online marketing. So we're going to talk about some sort of higher level thinking in terms of how to use social media. I'll give you some examples of things that I've done and some sites that I've seen recently that are worthy of critique and praise. So with that, let's go to the next slide, Andreas. So the prime directives of commercial real estate online marketing, that's a mouthful. There are a lot of articles on content, how to do great content, how to produce content for the real estate sector. They all come down really in the end. And I read the stuff every day after I get finished with the news. Actually, before I get into the news, number one is omni-channel. To be on one platform alone is simply not enough. You want to be everywhere. You want to have good content on LinkedIn, on your own blog, your own website, on Pinterest and Instagram and Twitter. You could favor one. I know I like Instagram. That sort of appeals to me. I like making pictures and I like drawing things, as you'll see. But it's really about being all over the place. Leads come in by being all over the place and having a visibility in your community. We work at CRECo.ai all over the US, but we're particularly interested in South Florida. And I know that because I do a lot of posting in and around that, the proportion of people who follow me are from that area. Conversations are easier to get into because you're forming a community, omni-channel. Next is multimedia. Writing an article of 250 words is fine if that's not the only thing you do. To write an article, uh, you need to have a picture, an image that's compelling. Now, right away, that could be a barrier if you aren't a graphic artist, and it could be even a worse barrier if you aren't a writer. Well, that brings in content creators like Rebecca and I, who do that for a living. But I have a sort of a hint for you. Um, we use Canva a lot for for the images that we create. You don't have to be trained in graphic artists in graphic arts, but you can produce really good pictures to accompany your your words. Videos are very important nowadays, and videos are also very easy to use because you can, or easy to make. You could use your cell phone really on a little plastic platform and do videos with a very simple editing program that exists on the Apple format and also uh, on your standard platforms that you can edit things. Certainly something to do. Instagram and some of the other platforms encourage you to do quick stories just as you're driving along. All that can be very helpful. Content that matters. People will look at that which interests them and that which is important to them. It's really about selling. When you sell effectively, you're selling that which a person needs. So keeping in mind that you want to write things that appeal to people who are looking for properties, looking to invest in properties above and beyond a listing sheet is very important. There's a lot of creative things that are being done now that some of it has nothing to do with actual selling. I posted a piece on Sunday, which was International Day of the Girl, and got tons of posts. What does that do? It reminded people that I'm around, and showed I'm a caring person, and I'm worthy of listening to. Automated consistency. Uh, we at CRECo have a system for social posting. Leaving it to yourself to post manually is really not the way to go. It's very hard to plan to be in one spot by your computer 3 out of 5 days to do your Instagram posts and map it onto Facebook, etc. Our premium account gives you the tools not only to post, but to know when to post, to track your competition, and really takes you to a whole other level. Automation is absolutely critical. Search engine optimization. SEO is something that's absolutely required. It's a very complex topic, maybe worthy of having someone help you out with. I'll say some words on that in a couple of slides for now. Measurement. Well, if you don't measure, you don't know where you're going, says the old wise business person. There are tools out there to let you know how many hits there are, how many impressions, how many likes on all the platforms. And actually, our tool enables you to do that measurement as well. So in terms of the prime directives, get out there all over the place, make sure it's multimedia, do content that's important, automate, do search engine optimization as much as you're able, and to make sure it's measured. Next slide. That was a big slide. Okay, so let's see. Some questions you want to ask yourself in terms of developing content and thinking about how you want to go to market is, what's authentic to you? I did Strip Malls Rock because I do a lot of work with small strip malls, helping owners market them to the local communities and to people who might want to buy the mall or to lease. What my skill set does has led me to become an influencer in the areas that I want. Realistic goals. You can double, you can triple your business. You can get tremendous uh, metrics coming out of this of CRECo.ai, and but you have to understand that you also want to go home to your family at the end of the day and have a quality of life. The good news is with tools in place and with the right philosophy, you can do very, very well uh, nowadays. What are you best at? What's going on in your area? Very important. Local marketing is absolutely critical. Uh, Posting, I did a post for a company I'm involved with down in Louisiana last week about helping support people who are suffering from the hurricanes. They've gotten 2 hurricanes the last 2 weeks. It's real horrible. So getting involved in your community is important. Who are your competitors? What's your budget? How strong is your network? How is it growing? How would you want to grow it? And what resources do you have? What uh, people can you draw upon to help you do these campaigns? Next page. So here's some examples. We were talking about how to promote your listings. This one I like particularly. You know, we all know that your postings go on LoopNet and Brevitas and mostly Quantum Listing, who are partners of us of CRECo. The quality of it really can be important. I see uh, companies like Northbridge, they aren't a client. I saw them that do beautiful uh, property posts, property banners that really excite the imagination. It's obvious if you look at the colors, it's obviously thought through. If you look at sort of the blue background, or whatever that color is, uh, it aligns to their logo. Their use of Instagram is super. They describe it, and then they have a good long list of hashtags to support that. If you were to go further and look at their website, it's extremely good. It's just extremely good, really well laid out. They repeat all their content on Instagram and presented. This is a great benchmark, Northbridge, and you know their tagline. There, there is something we really value about talking to people. You know, it's wonderful and a combination of the old and new because in the end, real estate is about meeting people, and they're using these medium to help them meet more and more people. Next slide. Okay, so we had the good. Now it's sort of the not so good and the downright ugly. Um, you aren't selling boxes of popcorn, boxes of popcorn when you're involved in real estate. If you take a look at the top right hand image, it's cobbled together to be critical really in an amateurish way. Very hard to look at, very hard to see. There's a fair amount of effort, I'm sure, that went into this open house. It happened a little while ago, but it's not consistent, and it's just simply not good enough. I didn't see that they promoted this on any other sites. Good graphics is very important. If you're selling something that's going to do good business, then you can't afford not to. I thought the URP site was fine. The Jefferson Valley Shopping Center had good information, good shots, and was sort of in the middle of the road. I picked the slide, the image down below that I got off of Instagram because there were cars there. Often people take pictures of malls. I guess they go in early in the morning when it's totally empty and it looks like nothing's doing at the shopping center. I just like that idea of showing palm trees, which I'm very jealous of, and also the fact that people are there and it's hopping. There's numerous ideas. The I guess the takeaway is make sure that what you're doing is competent. If you can't do it, then pay someone to do it for you. Get your company to do it for you. Next slide. These are some examples of things that I did for the shopping center that I worked with for quite a few years, right up until the crisis hit. We used Canva and produced posters for use across all kinds of across Facebook and their website that I managed and Instagram that really had an impact and really got good engagements. This is a small shopping center in Commerce, Georgia, uh, small community. We got engagements consistently and we built up traffic nicely. When they had to, and this is sort of an important point, when there were vacancies at the shopping center because they were so present on the internet, I was told by the real estate agent assigned to this that it was much easier to market it to potential tenants because they weren't anonymous. An important point. Next slide. So posting property for lease or sale on your social media and LoopNet and the others is important. Communicating that you're a person is equally important. Great pictures and ideas and sentimentality draws people in and creates emotional connection. Sort of a resulting point of posting good pictures and good images is much of the action on Instagram, just to pick one, is in sending back and forth instant messaging, talking to different people. I know that if you post these kind of things and get 300, 400, 500 people looking at it, a whole bunch of loves, then when you actually get to talk with them, you aren't perceived to be a robot, you're perceived to be a person worth talking to. A lot of the leads that I produce personally for CRECo.ai is off of my Strip Malls Rock Instagram account because I speak to, see, I'm following over 1,000 people. I know about 100 or so people I'm actually talking to, and it's probably more. There's some controversy on using text on Instagram. Some people say do not use any text whatsoever. I sort of lean to having text on there because you're communicating properly. You're communicating something. It's a matter of personal taste. Next slide. So there's really three ways to boost traffic, assuming that you have great content, that you've invested some time and some thinking about it. There's three ways to make sure that you're heard. First of all, to earn quality links for your important pages on your website, where you have your property listings, articles to your blog. Links are when your URL, your link to a particular page, appears on someone else's social media or blogs. The way to do that is to go out and contact people, to speak to people and say, look, you've written an article about retail in South Florida. Here's a strip mall that we actually are working with and applying what you have to say, or going to another article and indicating that you like the article and then giving a good rationale for why you like the article, and again leaving a link. Keep your content up to date and looking good. We talked about images. You can republish your content with additional ideas as you go along. If you have a blog, you can up the date to keep your content fresh and interesting. Remember, when you update a content, as I know, it shows up in the search engines a little bit higher. SEO is a big topic. It's not to get into it is not appropriate for this venue, but just a little hint: Google Search Console, the Google Search Console, is a very good tool to apply to your website. You can use it to index your site, to get it up on the listings for keywords, and much, much more. Something well worth looking at. Next slide. So these are the prime directives: consistency, authenticity, and reputation, using marketing planning, listing services like quantum listing. And in terms of the grand total, the more you build your reputation, the more you get out there on social media, you'll get an acceleration of your transactions. Next slide. Just by way of a little marketing for strip malls, Rock, we can go and help you promote your strip mall with some of the techniques. Actually, any kind of property, we do this work with commercial, with offices and others. But we can help you get out there, be more visible to potential investors, to make your retailers happy. That's a very important thing, and ultimately increase the book value of your properties. And we generally do this over a 3-month period, and help you out with a landing page that we build, giving you great content and filling out your Instagram pages. If you are really well down the road with social media and want to take a break, then we can come in and help you out. If you're new to it, we can get you going, and through this whole process, help you with some training. That's what I wanted to talk about this morning. Andreas, want to take it from here?
Thank you, Howard, for giving us a great 5,000 square foot view of marketing. And for those that don't know on this call, Howard is heavy in Instagram. And those who know me, I used to say that Instagram was for those that couldn't read and Twitter was for those that couldn't write. Sorry, backwards. Either way, I was wrong. It's where our audiences are. And that's really the point. You need to not only be everywhere, to Howard's statement earlier, but you need to be in the place where your audience is. LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, quantum listing, other listing portals. It really comes down to getting where your audience is, putting your deal in front of the right person at the right time. To do that, the CRECo.ai platform is an incredibly powerful tool to promote you, your profile, and your deals direct out to the market. So I'm going to take a quick 10 minutes and run you through how my social works, what you can do with it, followed by Julia, who, if you will run us through the social tools at Quantum and how those tools can take you to the next level. As a quick recap on what we do and how we do it, the CRECo.ai platform acts as a universal hub, connecting you, your data, your technologies together, giving you a seamless source of truth to operate from. Everything starts with your profile, your definitive definition of you, your business, who you are, and who you're with. Let's face it, in this world, we spend a lifetime building our reputation and our referral network. It's important to identify how we do that, who we work with, what associations do you belong to. If you don't belong to NICAR, there's a big one for you. As you can see here, not only is my bio up to date, my company and my properties are attached, because our deals are always front and center as a broker. So I own a brokerage. As an investor, what you're looking for has to be front and center. As a finance guy, your funded deals have to be presented, because people want to know what you can do based on what you've done. As you move across our system, it functions in 3 key components: searching, networking, and promoting. The ability to search for any asset anywhere in the US in a language that you understand, asset class, financials, is essential to doing more business. We then layer additional data that's important to your buying, selling, funding decisions on these assets, so you can take that information, or armed with that information, operate in any market, anywhere. So we present what you need when you need it. which is the key point here. I come from, well, I'm third generation real estate developer, and I come from the world of being tech enabled. Having an iPad growing out of my arm is what helped me grow my business. Today, there are 8,000 technologies compared to 80 6 years ago. You shouldn't be spending your time figuring out what technologies you need to do business. That's what we do. We'll handle it. You give us a business problem, we'll give you a technology solution that gets you there to help you manage it. That's on the search side. On the networking side, we all have our own networks. We've worked hard to build them. But as we need to operate in new markets with new players, because there may not be enough product in ours, or our investors have simply said, look, we want to invest in this new market because the economics are showing that we should be in that market. Siri Collaborative will help you identify the professionals you need in that market, connect to them, and do business. Lastly, the marketplace. Quantum Listing and others, over 80 technologies are with us, connected through us to make your life simpler. Remember, I said there are 8,000 today. You may very well have some that you're using already. No problem. We'll help connect those into a single technology stack so you stop wasting time going from platform to platform, redundantly entering your data. Lastly, most importantly, the point of our call today is the My Social tool. In our mission to drive that enablement and that connectivity, social has now taken center stage because that's where our audiences are. It's not just on an MLS or in a listing platform. How do we get in front of our investors? You do that by growing your network, by pushing authenticity, your product, your properties, as well as your deals. You had a slide earlier that Rebecca was from a statement Rebecca once made with authenticity plus, well, I say authenticity plus process equals transactions. Now, here in My Social, you can track everything that you're doing so you can measure your return on investment, your time spent. Is this working? Is it growing my presence? I can tell you this as the EAC platform is proven. Of the 100% of the listings we promoted, 80% are now closed or closing through the My Social tool because of our repeated posts across Google My Business and other channels. We've grown our presence in our market that we're getting calls repeatedly from area experts, from out of town investors who have said, oh, I saw you on Google. I saw you on Facebook, Twitter. So these are the best, lowest cost ways to get in front of the right person at the right time. Real time. We can manage, tweet, analyze everything that's happening with our business, as well as look up our competitors. And there's nothing better than being in a meeting and having somebody say, well, your competitor does X. What do you do? And when you can confidently say, authentically say, well, here's what I do and here's what they do. And what you do is so much farther above what they do, that business is yours. It's just that easy. So this is an example of a group that I come up against a lot. And you can see they're 2 tweets to my 4, their followers versus mine. So you can start tracking the people you're going up against. So you can improve your messaging, improve the way you present. I'm not one to say someone isn't doing something, but you can let your metrics and your numbers speak for you. And by presenting these types of dashboards and reports, people get the message. As far as planning, Howard mentioned early on, auto posting. Through the CRECo.ai platform, because we have your profile, because we have your deals, because we are a distribution tool, we can automatically post them out at the optimal time that your audience is online. So they can see your deals, they're aware of what you have, they're aware of your team. Your job then is just to go on and push out 1 or 2 original pieces a week instead of trying to promote every day. And I'm sure Julia will touch on this for her social media segment. It is key to be in front of your audience. We are no longer at lunches. We are no longer at conferences, which means how do you get in front of people multiple times to make sure that you're the number they call? You do it across social media. You do it by recycling, again, to Howard's point, recycling some content, putting up new content, making sure your property and your posts and photos are out. And Howard, your presentation spoke a lot to LinkedIn, to Instagram. Through the My Social tool, you can even have a link that is clickable with conversion buttons, something that traditionally you don't have on Instagram. All this and more is in the My Social tool. Love the opportunity to work it through with anyone on the call, with the industry as a whole, because as we continue to be more active on social media, the value continues to grow. As CRE Collaborative continues to grow, our network becomes more valuable. So it's with that I want to give thanks to everyone on this call and all of our partners and CRE collaborators. And with that, Julia, if you're still with us, I'd like to pass to you. We're going to save questions for a few minutes later. There she is. Hold
Yeah,
on one
definitely. I'm still
second.
with you. Don't worry.
Nope, it's okay. All right.
I have my, I don't know if you can see my background here. It's the Illinois search screen on quantum listing. So I thought I would do that for you guys today. All
Okay,
right.
great.
I do not have the screen yet, do I? Let's see.
You have the
Hey, man.
screen. Share, and you're good to go.
How do I share? Uh,
Share is the green box at the bottom.
oh, yeah. God, it's the green giant one. Of course.
Then on the pop-up, confirm, and you are
Yep.
off to the races.
I'm all good.
It's buffering now. About Quantum is on the screen.
Awesome. All right. Let me click present. So yeah, as Andreas mentioned, Quantum Listing is a very proud partner of CRE Collaborative. We're really thrilled to be with you guys today. So thanks for your time. We really appreciate it. Before I get into some of the content, I thought I would just kind of give a quick recap on what Quantum Listing is for those of you who may not know. So we are a listing site. We are really proud in that we take pride in giving your listings maximum exposure without breaking your budget. So, in order to do this, we give a wide range of ways that you can market your properties, but we don't say, okay, now you're going to have to pay $100 more a month. We actually bill annually. It's just $89 for the year, just so you know off the bat. And you can post an unlimited number of listings on our site for that price. As you can see here, you can also post all your listings on all forms of popular social media. And that's a big theme today. And another key point is that there's no paywall for potential buyers or tenants to view your properties. And not only is there no paywall, but there's actually no registration wall. So I don't know if you've ever been like, even when I go on some sites like Yelp, when I try to look at Yelp on my phone and I try to read something, it makes me download the Yelp app. And then, I have to kind of register for a Yelp account, which is frustrating because I want information and I want it now, and it should be accessible and readily available for everybody. So we have no paywall, no registration wall. People can come to our site for the first time and see all of your properties. Um,
Sure.
so
Okay, good.
yeah,
You're
go
good.
ahead.
Just making sure that the slide change, we're looking at collaboration syndication partners.
Oh yeah. I just changed it. Sorry about that. So yeah, so just quick background. As I mentioned, of course, we're a partner with CRE Collaborative. We also partner with a couple other companies, but we're not talking about today. So I will move on. And these are just a few companies that are using quantum listing right now. We have, the big fish that you can see here, and then we also have plenty of small fish. I know there's I'm not calling you small, Becca, but I know you're not with SVN or CVRE. So we really have small to mid-sized companies as well as bigger franchises as well.
So
So
it's for the independents all the way up to the large brokerage houses.
exactly. So before I get into the social stuff, I just want to touch on because this is a marketing call, I do want to talk a little bit about a few of our on-demand advertising options, which we launched last year. We've been very excited by these. So the first one is listing promotion, which I'll show you an example. It's basically all it is promoting your listing to the top of searches in your market. So if somebody comes on here and searches Illinois, say they search Chicago, there might be a few hundred, 1,000 listings. And to have your listing show up above everybody else's is key because most people don't go beyond page 1 of search results. So that's listing promotion, and it just has your listing sit at the top and it gets a cool green box around it. I'll show you on the site if we have time at the end. So the second is brand promotion, which I know, Becca, you've run this before. Becca's kind of used all of our features. She's an all-star quantum listing user. But brand promotion is kind of similar to listing promotion, but instead of your listing being at the top, it's a little advertisement. We can help you make it. Becca didn't need help because she's a marketing pro, but most people do like to have a little bit of help here. I also use Canva, which I know was mentioned earlier. So brand promotion is really cool, and we'll show you an example on the next slide. Online advertisement is a new feature that's quite cool. It's basically a way for you to use the Google Display Network without having to do it yourself. And you can pay a very small price, which is $25 a listing. And you end up getting, we can't guarantee, but generally speaking, people get between 25 and 35,000 views or impressions on $25. And then they usually get at least one click per dollar, usually more than that. So usually it's about 30 clicks or so. So this is just Becca's example. She's the all-star, like I said. So we show her stuff here. Becca did this Carlson integrated. So as you can see, you search Illinois. We have a lot more listings now in Illinois than here, but that was an old screenshot. And so you would click on her little advertisement and it would go to all of Becca's listings. And then this little green box here shows the listing promotion, which is right here, which I mentioned before. So this is the online advertisement that I mentioned. I'm going to go on. This is just an example of some of the views and clicks that people have gotten. So you can see substantial, like over the course of 1 month, somebody got 61,000 views, almost 62,000 views. And I think that was for $50 spend. So it's really not that much in terms of spend, but a big return on your investment. We did have a little testimonial that I don't need to read this for you. I know Becca's in the call, but I'm not going to make her read. But basically, she kind of just talks about how there was really no other way somebody would have found her listing if it weren't for our Google advertisement. And she mentions the fact that she didn't have to learn Google ads because we did everything for her. And she's never gotten this much exposure for a listing, especially for $25. So enough of that stuff. But if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll put my contact info in the chat after I speak, and would love to talk more about the marketing center. So quantum listing, someone once said, is kind of like a mix between LinkedIn and LoopNet. And so that was a friend of mine who's works for JLL said that to me. And I thought, wow, that was really like, why didn't I come up with that? And so we take a lot of pride in this because obviously your deals are nothing without a group of people to network with, to close those deals and meet with people who might be able to buy one of your properties. So we have a lot of social features both on quantum listing and also beyond from our site. We have really simple integrations to social media, just like Andreas had talked about, but ours is a little different, although I definitely recommend using Andreas's social features as well. So the first feature I'm going to talk about, which actually hasn't been talked about too much because it's relatively new, but it's basically a network email blast. So what this means is when you join Quantum Listing, you get assigned to a network based on your geographic region. So anybody joining from Illinois gets added to the Illinois group. As long as you're a premium member, and you have a listing, we are more than happy if you let us know. We will send out an email blast to our entire Illinois network and marketing list. Depending on the state, it can impact the amount of people, and we're always looking to grow our marketing lists. We do get sometimes, limits by Salesforce on how many emails we can get. I know, Andreas, you understand the pain of having limits on your emails, but so this is something that's fun because say that someone comes to me and says, I really want to, just mix up my contact list. A lot of people, I think, they keep sending the same emails to the same people over and over. And if you throw in 100 new emails, you'll see your open rates will go up. We've seen it time and time again when we add new users to our database. For example, last month we added like 2,000 Florida emails to our list. And all of a sudden we had like all these people sign up for our webinar. And it was kind of the novelty effect where people see something new and they're curious about it. So basically, their network email blasts are just a way for us to send out your listing to our network within your area. Um, we also have a lot of different ways that you can share your profile directly to social media. All you do is go to your profile, you click this little share button. You can share it via email, you can share it via LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and you can also make an iframe of your profile, which basically is like a live version of our site on your site. So you don't have to update your listings. You could just take this little snippet of code, put it onto your site, and then you don't have to update your listings more than once. You just have to do it on our site and it will automatically update. Um, there's a lot of social features on the listing. So this is a listing. You can't actually see what it is, but you would click this red button and you can share to all those same versions of social media that I just showed. You can actually upload an Excel sheet or a CSV and with a list of emails, and you can blast out your email from that red button. It takes less than 30 seconds. It's super easy, great feature. A lot of people are paying for like a Constant Contact or MailChimp, which are great platforms. But if you don't need to do really like intense emails, it's worth using this because it's included in our membership. Um, you can make notes on listings, you can make listing reports and then send them out to people. So that would be kind of like grabbing a bunch of listings. Maybe you're searching for offices for lease in Chicago, and you could take maybe 10 of them and then email it out to some of your colleagues. There's a whole bunch of different things as well, but I want to stick to the social parts of our site. So I already mentioned our networks, and quantum listing networks are a great way to look at other properties in your area. Also, Andreas, how am I doing on time? I don't have the time in front of me.
You're doing well. We've got
Okay.
15 minutes overall, and we
Okay.
still have Q&A. So you're doing
Cool. Awesome. So you actually get added to both a group and a network. They're very similar, but the groups operate a little differently. So the networks is a list of all the listings in your area. You can then click on people's profiles, and I'll show you this on the site in a second. So I'm going to go ahead and skip to the next slide to talk about groups. I really like groups because it's a really easy way to see other users and to actually you can chat with other users. So you could join any group you want. That's another thing that's great about groups. You could join the Illinois group, then you could join the industrial group and the restaurant group, whatever you want to do. You can find other users, follow them, and then you'll get a stream of their listings. And you can also send them private chat messages, kind of in the similar fashion that you can private chat on LinkedIn or on Facebook. So that's a really fun way to interact with others that you might not have interacted with before. So this is how you follow other users. You just go to their profile and you can go ahead and click follow, and then their listings will show up on your stream on your profile. So you can see here, there's a little social section of the profile page. And when you follow someone, for example, David's follower to following ratio, by the way, is not very good. He has 8 followers and he's following 41, but that's because he does these demos all the time. So he follows everybody. And so he has 752 listings in his stream. So this is the chat feature, which I'll show you on the site, but you can do both individual chat. So I could chat back and forth with Andreas, say, hey, how's it going? What's new in your world? Or I could send a group chat to the entire Illinois network and say, hey, check out my listing. I just put it up. Please let me know if you have anybody interested. And that's really great because you can actually link directly to your listing URL, which is really helpful. So people don't have to search it themselves. They can just click on what you sent. Yeah, I know we mentioned earlier that we talked a little bit about search engine optimization, so I'm not going to get into this too much, but just like on CRE Collaborative, also on Quantum Listing, the more information you add to your listing site, the more information you add to your profile, the better Google has information to index. And so we've been really happy. You can see in both these scenarios that when you search someone's name, and then it's good practice to maybe type in real estate afterwards. Otherwise, you might get a random CRECo, although these are pretty unique names, so maybe not. But you can see here that these two users, obviously, we did pick these for a reason, but it's becoming more and more the trend that people's names are showing up on Google with their quantum listing profile above LoopNet. So you saw it here. Try it for yourself. And then another way you can kind of network and socialize is we have haves and wants marketing sessions. We do them both at like the state level, where we might do, for example, retail for sale across the US. People can come on an online meeting like this and show their listings instead of having to go to a meeting, which obviously in person is difficult. We've also been working with state organizations, so maybe we should see if NICAR is interested. But for example, we worked with the Massachusetts Realtors Association. We have monthly networking sessions on through Quantum Listing. We host them, and then people join and they talk about what they're looking for, what their buyers might be interested in, and what people have to sell or to lease. So yeah, I'm gonna go to the site if I have time. If not, I can talk to you guys. Yeah, go ahead.
You do. The question, so you're saying your email blast service is free, unlike other services that charge a premium?
So it's included with membership. So as long as you're paying this $89 per year, which you can always cancel, you don't have to worry about the auto renewal. I hate when I get a random charge from somewhere. So as long as you're paying that and you're a premium member, email blasts are included with premium membership.
Okay. And as you're clicking over for groups, those are like chat rooms. Are there moderators
Yeah.
or
Yeah. So are they what? Sorry.
are there moderators? How does it work?
Yeah, we do. We are able to. We see every chat, so we monitor the logs. We make sure no one's like, uh, group bombing or whatever they call Zoom bombing. None of that. But for example, I could go. So I'm on David's profile, and I could go to, or I'll go to Julia. I could go to my profile. So I'm searching for myself, and I could go ahead and click this little button and it says enter chat, and I can send a chat message to Julia, which is myself, so that's kind of weird. So hi, how are you? And then I would get an email, and also I would get, actually, let me see if I can show you guys this. You're seeing some back end stuff, so close your eyes. No, I'm just kidding. But so you should get a little notification here. So see how this bell's red? It's kind of like on Facebook when you have a notification. So it says, I got a chat from Perlmutter Properties. I can go ahead and click on that and reply to Perlmutter Properties. I am great. How are you? So those are the one-on-one chats, but then like Facebook, where you might be in a group chat. I know a lot of people, personally, I don't like Facebook group chats because I don't like being in a group chat with all of my aunts and uncles. But when it comes to this, it's helpful because the group chats are really about business. So, haves and wants, they're all called haves and wants groups. So here we have haves and wants Florida, and sorry, my internet's a little slow here, but so you see these people are chatting about, things that are for sale and for lease and whatnot. And everyone's putting their contact information in. So definitely worth doing that. If you have a quantum listing profile, you can just go to this little sub menu and click on groups, and then click my groups. And from here, as long as a group isn't private, you can join any group. So I think I'm already a part of the Illinois one, so I can't join it. But this is the Illinois. There's 92 members in the Illinois group. So if you want to be added, let me know and I can add you. The other thing I was gonna show you real quick was just, let's see, are we focusing more on the kind of the social media stuff right now?
You can stray. It's okay. Go ahead.
Well, I'll show you first. So something that's cool is how easy it is to share from here to social media. So I'm gonna go to Becca's page because she has listings. Second. And you can always search any of our users' profiles too, by the way, so people like doing that. There you are, Becca. And I can click share right here. and I can also go to her LinkedIn. So I could click here and we'll see Becca's LinkedIn. Sorry to keep using you as the example, Becca. But, oh, you know what? I'm not signed in, so that's going to be a problem. But
She's
basically,
famous at this point.
with that,
She's famous at this point between all the technology platforms
yeah,
and freedom business.
right. So basically, you click the share button and then you click LinkedIn, and in the matter of 2 seconds, you can essentially share your listing to share all your listings actually to LinkedIn. So I'll check out Rebecca Carlson. Oh, are you under Becca? Oh, I spelled your name wrong. Yep. Check out Rebecca Carlson's listings in Illinois. So now we can send that, and then Becca will get the notification that we shared her listings, and then she can go ahead and reshare that post. The other thing I was just going to show you guys real quickly is how the brand promotion shows up on our site. So I'll just give an example that I just put up, which is this guy in Michigan. So I'm going to type in Michigan, and then you can see the first thing that pops up here is a little brand promotion from PA Commercial, serving Metro Detroit for over 30 years. They have office, industrial, retail, and land. And to learn more, you can click here. So you really can click anywhere, but they have a nice call to action. And it's awesome because then it brings you to Dan from PA Commercials listings. And then you can go ahead and contact him. So that's really easy. Another thing that's really easy to do that I mentioned earlier, but I just want to show you is how you share a listing. So you click this red button, and you probably already know, but just in case you don't, anytime you're on any website and you see these three little circles with the lines to them, that always means share. Oh, and this is our lead capture form, which I did not plan, but it comes up every 10 to 15 seconds when, and if I wanted to, I could fill this out and then Dan would get a lead. I'm not going to fill it out because I don't want to give Dan a bad lead. We like good leads. But anyway, so you can click this red share button and you can share it to LinkedIn, Facebook, or Twitter. I'm going to actually click email, which is right up here. And all you do is, you add a CSV file with one column. The instructions are really simple. But it says here, file should have one column only with email addresses. So that's really easy. What I'll do instead is just send it to, are you Andreas at CRECo?
Yeah, Andreas at CRECo.ai.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and send this email to him, but you can either type in emails separated by a comma, or you can just add the file and say, check out this listing. Here it is. And you'll get that in 2 seconds, but I will, I think, stop sharing my screen now and let us stop for any questions.
Perfect.
I'll put my contact info in the chat.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, between the three of us, Howard, myself, Julia, and special guest Rebecca, it's to simply state it, it's a matter of putting it in front of the right audience, simply, easily, and on an ongoing basis. One thing you didn't mention, Julia, was what type of support, how do they get things up if they are having trouble?
Oh yeah. Here, let me share my screen real quick again. I have a slide for that actually. Oh, you disabled.
No, go ahead.
We've actually had people during one of our webinars like take the screen sharing, and I'm like,
That's called doom bombing. That's
well, it's actually they do it accidentally. It's just a GoToMeeting. So yeah, you guys, we have a how it works section that's super easy to navigate. You can always schedule a demo, which there's a green button at the top right of every page to schedule a demo. There's actually a great tool called Intercom. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's at the bottom right hand corner of every screen. You can type and we'll get back to you with any questions as soon as possible. And then you can call 844 QL1 list. That's the new number that we just got. You can also call my phone number that I put in the chat, which is 508-561-0731. You can always email support@quantumlisting.com, or you can email julia@quantumlisting.com, or you can also email david@quantumlisting.com. So there's endless options. You can email all of us if you want, or just pick your favorite. But that's how you get in touch with us, and we're really sensitive to our customers' needs. So don't hesitate.
So all in, it's $89 a month for premium service. You get a whole host
$89 a year.
of tools. 89 a year. Thank you.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's okay.
And Becca, when you did your promotional ad, how much did that cost for quantum listing?
It was 25.
25 bucks.
That's it.
30,000 people, $25.
Yeah.
Wow. So there you go.
Yeah.
So 89 for the year, 25 for the ad, 30,000 people, priceless. CRECo.ai, free to join, network, and promote. Same concept, same support, chat support. We're here to help you any way you need to learn or would like to learn. The team is standing by. Howard, to your presentation as far as SEO, figuring out how to market and what to market, and Rebecca's background in Carlson integrated marketing. Between us and other services, crafting your message. Oh, there's the timer. Crafting your message and then pushing it out between the platforms. You got the most questions, Julia, and we covered most: cost, how to, and support. For those of you looking to reach us here at CRECo.ai, just come to the website, creco.ai. Live chat always, and you can always give us a call. We're traditionalists. We like the phone, 203-307-2242, 203-307-2242. And Howard, what's your Instagram handle for those that want to look up your Strip Malls Rock? How does that work?
Just at Strip Malls Rock. Really simple.
Yep. I'm not the social media whiz, but perfect. I'll send that out. Those of you who attended the show, recording will go out shortly. And for those that aren't on the show, you'll learn about it eventually as we promote this and other tools. Thank you so much for your time. It's always a pleasure to do these for Greater Chicagoland area, and especially in partnership with NICAR. Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye, everybody.